Hey everybody, it's Ken Perry from Broker Knowledge Group. For today, I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of Freddie Mac. So I just got back from a seminar where I was put on by the National Association of Professional Mortgage Women. Great association. If you're not a member, you should look into it. It's an amazing group. And so in that association meeting today, they brought in the national director for Freddie Mac to give us a talk. So let me give you the good first. What he gave us today is what I've been talking about for the last couple years, which is as painful as it's been to go through and get our loans underwritten and approved because they're asking for like everything now. What that's done is created a really clean pool of loans. So the loans that they're seeing are so clean that they're easier to get through the process and they look better on the secondary market when it's time to sell them. So to give you an example of what Freddie Mac is experiencing from today's meeting, he said they are currently they have an average credit score of 755. That's pretty clean stuff. 755 credit scores, their average credit score they're seeing right now. Additionally, their average LTV is 70%, which is way different than it was, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So they're seeing a much cleaner borrower. That should lead to a much stronger loan that they can then sell off. He did refer to it as a stellar book of business they're experiencing right now. So that's great news. Another thing that he talked about is that Freddie Mac currently owns about half the market. That's kind of cool for Freddie at least. We'll see what happens with their reorganization. You know, they are currently in a conservatorship, so we'll see what happens with that, but it's pretty good that they own, you know, such a high percentage of the market. Finally, they're attacking the bad debt. They're going after the bad debt like crazy, which just means that they're going after people to try and help them modify those loans. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but they are stepping up their work at modifying loans that are potentially going to go bad. They're also teaming with some local associations, local groups, local housing counselors to try to get these things moving back through the system. That leads me to the bad. The worst thing that's going on right now, what Freddie Mac was talking about today and what you've probably experienced, is what's called strategic foreclosure. And that's where the person can afford to make their payment and they don't, just because it makes more sense financially for them to not make that payment. Now, that's killing the market right now. It's what's created what this man referred to as a tsunami. So we've got a lot of pain going on, not because we have people losing their jobs as much, but because of the values that have dropped. We've lost our want to make that mortgage payment, and a lot of people in America, even though they could pay, are punting. So that's the bad. That's actually pretty devastating. Additionally, of the loans that they own about 3.8% of the currently what they call seriously delinquent loans, which is 90 days down or more. So they still have too high of a percentage of that. So that's the bad. Let's get into the ugly. The ugly is that then on June 1st, Freddie Mac is getting rid of the 97 product, the Alt 97. They're going down to a 95% LTV, and that's total loan to value. So he's talking about that today. They are reducing their risk. He said you'll probably see additional tightening going forward. So it's not something I look forward to, but it is something that they're planning on doing. Finally, let me give you a little bit of information before I let you go, and that is Freddie Mac released some information on Credit Smart. If you're not familiar with Credit Smart, go to FreddieMac.com/Credit Smart. It's a program that you could use to educate borrowers, educate people in your community, and you can go through a Train the Trainer class, get all the materials, and go instruct people on what it means to buy a house and how they can do it effectively, how they can do it the right way. So it may be really good for your business if you become the person who tries to help people do things right. Anyway, have a great day, and thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.